Sit that right there, don't go nowhere, little baby gon' shake that, 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 shit, yeah, I like that, bring that right here, sit that right there, don't go nowhere, say yeah, I like that, bring that right here, sit that right there, don't go nowhere.
Welcome back. We back with another reaction video. Today we are reacting to Maddie Balls, every celebrity who warned us about Jay-Z. Let's get right into it.
Following all of the Jay-Z accusations and people looking into his association with people like P. Diddy, a lot of fans have been looking into what other celebrities have been saying about Jay-Z over the years, and seeing if any of it correlates with the recent lawsuit. And there have definitely been some strange happenings from Jay-Z over the past few decades. So today we're going to be looking into every celebrity who tried to warn us about Jay-Z, starting off with Dame Dash. Real quick, I do want to clarify, everything in this video is like speculation from the fans, since after the recent lawsuit everyone's been looking at him a little bit differently. Really what we're going to be looking at is things other celebs have said about Jay-Z that seem a little suspicious after what's been coming out. However, if you want the actual facts of the lawsuit, Jay-Z's extortion claims and everything along those lines, I made a whole video on that the other day, so feel free to check that out. On top of that, some new news came out where the alleged victim said she made some mistakes in recollections of that night, but also claims that she still stands on her major accusations. NBC said that they found some inconsistencies in her allegations, which I will link to down below. I mean, she even said that her dad didn't remember this happening, even though he was the one who supposedly picked her up afterwards. And then Jay-Z said in response to this, "Today's investigative report proves that this attorney, Busby, filed a false complaint against me in the pursuit of money and fame. This incident didn't happen, and yet he filed it in court and doubled down in the press. True justice is coming. We fight from victory, not for victory. This was over before it began. This 1-800 lawyer doesn't realize it yet, but soon." So I just wanted to include this new information because I feel like it's kind of weird and a little bit unfair that everyone talked about all the allegations when it came out, but I haven't seen anyone talking about this. Regardless, just wanted to inform you all on that, and let's continue with the video. Dame Dash was once a close friend of Jay-Z who has been saying for a very long time that he doesn't think Jay is that great of a person for a variety of reasons. The main one being Jay-Z's cutthroat business practices. When Jay was on the come up, him, Dame, and Kareem Burke created Rockefeller Records back in '94, and Dame was acting as Jay-Z's manager / business partner. Rockefeller started going crazy with Jay-Z's albums doing big numbers, his Hard Knock Life tour grossing $18 million, and them eventually signing artists like Beanie Sigel, Cameron, and of course Kanye West. But there were some issues going on behind the scenes. Rockefeller was under a label called Def Jam, and they renewed their contract with Def Jam in 2004 for $20 million. Jay, Dame, and Kareem were all planning to sell their shares of the company, and they did for millions of dollars. Then Jay told Dame to meet him in a restaurant, and according to XXL, Jay had been appointed as Def Jam's president and CEO. The remaining 50% stake in Rockefeller had been sold to Def Jam, and Dame viewed Jay's move as the ultimate betrayal. Basically, Jay-Z took over Rockefeller by becoming the CEO of Def Jam without Dame's knowledge. Dame said in regards to the incident, "Go ahead and take the money and the job, but don't take Rockefeller with you." Dame also said that Jay said it was just business. According to Dame, "We were always supposed to be about more than business, Jay especially. I did everything I possibly could so that he didn't have to raise his voice. He just had to whisper something in my ear and I'd take care of it. The people I fought with to make money for him, Larry Cohen and Kevin Liles, he's made friends with. He hangs with Puff now. It's like if your brother leaves you." Clearly, Dame understandably felt very betrayed by this business move, and he lost millions of dollars because of it. Jay-Z also had his legendary beef with Nas back in the early 2000s around this time, and before this even happened, Nas called out Jay-Z's character saying something similar by saying, "What's sad is I love you because you're my brother. You traded your soul for riches." And Dame Dash seems to share this sentiment. But this isn't the only time that Jay-Z has been accused of some really shady business moves. In the last few years, Tory Lanez was sentenced to 10 years in prison for his very high-profile case where he allegedly shot Megan Thee Stallion. But recently, he's come out filing an ethics complaint against his former lawyer, Sean Hawley, suggesting that she wasn't actually going to bat for him. And this is because she supposedly had ties to Jay-Z's Roc Nation. Roc Nation is another one of Jay-Z's many companies, and to this day, it's still owned by him, which is interesting interesting when you hear what Tory Lanez is alleging Roc Nation did. Before all of this went down, Megan Thee Stallion signed to Jay-Z's Roc Nation. Tory Lanez was saying that his lawyer, Sean Hawley, was connected to Roc Nation. Part of this is because she loosely inspired the show Reasonable Doubt, and she was also a producer on the show. Reasonable Doubt is also the name of Jay-Z's first album. In the series, it featured the remix of Megan Thee Stallion's song Savage, which features Beyonce, who obviously is Jay-Z's wife. So Tory was basically trying to say that his lawyer's connections to the show, Meg, Beyonce, and possibly even Jay-Z and Roc Nation were impacting his case. According to Vibe, the Toronto Star also believes Hawley was acting under Roc Nation's orders when it was suggested that he accept a plea deal, which he declined. Hawley also stepped away from Tory's defense 5 days before he was found guilty. In response to Tory's claims, she said, Mr. Peterson, which is Tory's real last name, brought these meritless claims to the state bar over a year ago, and they were summarily rejected and the matter was promptly closed. His actions to publicize this failed effort are likely tied to the appeal of his criminal conviction, for which I wish him well. I have never had business ties to Roc Nation, and Roc Nation has nothing to do with the television show Reasonable Doubt, which I co-produce. Basically, Tory had this whole conspiracy theory that Jay-Z's Roc Nation, since they were partnered with Megan, was trying to get her out of this situation, and then that's where the lawyer comes in, and I guess she screwed him over. In response to this, according to Vibe, a reputable source told them nobody on Jay-Z's team or Roc Nation had anything to do with this Reasonable Doubt show. I don't know if they're conflating the fact that Jay has an album called Reasonable Doubt, and maybe that's the connection they're drawing, but nobody had anything to do with that show the lawyer was a part of. Even if they did, it has absolutely nothing to do with the case. The case doesn't involve Jay or Roc Nation. Megan was the victim, and Megan is managed by Roc Nation. It's so left field. So this is definitely a very interesting theory pertaining to Jay-Z's shady business practices, although it doesn't have much grounds. But these were not the only type of claims that people were making about Jay-Z. If we take it back to Dame, in regards to Jay-Z's involvement with Diddy and the recent allegations, Dame said, as much as he's been unfair toward, or not unfair, the way he'd be f***ing with my money, I want to hope that that's the worst that he's been doing. I would never want to hear like, Jay at the freak-off party. That's crazy. It would be such another big blow for hip-hop. Regardless of what, perception-wise, Jay-Z is also a pillar of hip-hop, and if anything bad happens to him, then it's really going to look crazy for hip-hop.
What do you think about the way they're portraying Jay right now?
You know, to be honest, I really hope, like, the things that they're saying are, like, they're terrible. Like, I'd be like, yo, it's hard for me to even think that any of those things can be true. I don't want them to be true. Like, you know, they saying they're gonna pick him up next year. I don't want to see that man go to jail.
What seems to be the most damning thing that Dame has condemned about Jay-Z was his work with R. Kelly. People believe that over the years, Jay-Z's connections to R. Kelly and P. Diddy mean that he at the very least knew about some of the stuff they were up to and possibly was even involved. On top of that, Jay-Z was also around Aaliyah and R. Kelly, who were married when Aaliyah was only 15. Jay-Z and R. Kelly had collaborated on 2 albums and even did a tour together in the early 2000s, and their close relationship has a lot of people thinking that Jay knew what R. Kelly was up to, which, if you didn't know, was multiple cases of SA. Even Nas, who, to be fair, like I said, had a huge beef with Jay-Z, said that Jay-Z knew of what R. Kelly was doing. In a 2002 interview with Wendy Williams, Nas said that there was no way that Jay-Z didn't know what was going on.
14-year-old girl come in the studio and sit on R. Kelly's lap.
No, been in his cipher and seen it go down.
You see
Who sat on R. Kelly's lap?
it go down.
Yeah.
It's wrong. I've been around R. Kelly and I pay for that, brother. I've been on a tour with him. It didn't last too long, but I've been around him.
Plus, lately, people have been looking back at a lot of their old songs with a different lens. For example, their 2001 song, Guilty Until Proven Innocent, which now has comments like, bro was giving hints all along, and this song has new meaning. Again, pretty much all of Jay's verse on Pharrell's song Young Girl has people double taking, and on Jay and Kelly's song It Ain't Personal, Kelly says, we used to get money together, bone honeys together. Dame Dash also later dated Aaliyah when she was of age, and when talking about Jay-Z's relationship with R. Kelly, Dame said, it's morally wrong to do a project with someone that we know raped my girl or raped anybody for that matter. He also claimed that Jay-Z was trying to get with Aaliyah too.
I guess Jay was trying to get at her as well, and I didn't know. And then it got brought up, and I was like, fuck both of y'all. But it never worked out for them, and we were both like trying to get at her. I like kind of eased up, but then we ran into each other. It's a long story.
So you and Jay was both getting at Aaliyah, obviously.
Everybody was getting at Everybody was getting Italy, bro.
Right.
So undoubtedly there was some shady stuff going down in their circle, as both Diddy and R. Kelly were friends with Jay, and it's possible Jay knew of some of the stuff that was going down. Recently, in an interview with R. Kelly's former cellmate Ronnie Bo, it was also even alleged that Jay-Z wanted to have R. Kelly killed. Apparently Kelly had no real proof, but he insisted to Bo that Jay-Z had a price on his head. This is because of their collab album The Best of Both Worlds, which Bo claimed Tupac was supposed to be on instead. Apparently after Tupac was killed, Diddy wanted Biggie to be on the album, but he passed as well, which led to Jay-Z taking the spot.
And so Jay-Z was on the rise and trying to fill in the shoes of Big and even Pac. So Jay-Z felt like if he was able to do the best of both worlds with R. Kelly did, it would put him where Big and Pac was at, you know what I'm saying? And that's what he was striving for most of his career until he felt like he had exceeded their success.
Then in 2004, Jay and Kelly teamed up with another album which they toured with. Just weeks in, when performing at Madison Square Garden, things went south. R. Kelly ran off stage out of nowhere claiming there were men pointing guns at him. And when Kelly finally made his way back towards the stage, Jay-Z's close friend pepper sprayed him. After this incident, Kelly was removed from the tour, so in response he hit Jay-Z with a $75 million lawsuit for breach of contract. Jay-Z clapped back, countersuing Kelly for $65 million. Bo said that around this time, Kelly felt like Jay-Z was really trying to position himself to be at the top. Kelly even said he was getting death threats, which he believed came from Jay. Although I will say this is like a really unsubstantiated section, because Kelly's cellmate doesn't really have any proof. This is just things he was saying. There's no one else that corroborated this. So this little chunk here is a lot more of a fringe theory. Another person though who was deeply involved in the industry and seemingly was offering some insight was 50 Cent. 50 Cent also commented on this situation a few times, which at first had people thinking Jay-Z was guilty. This is because of the things he said on Instagram after Diddy got caught. Like when he
Anybody seen Jay LOL? Puff said the nigga ain't answering his phone. 50 is shedding light on the very dark side of Hollywood. No comical answer. What's up with these comment sections? Wow, 50 bold. Right, what? When you don't sell your soul, you can say what you want. Say and do what you want. Bro, I thought IG comments were better than this. What the? I wanted to see some funny shit.
He said, anybody seen Jay? Puff said he ain't been answering his phone. This is because around this time after Jay-Z got caught and all this new information was coming out, Jay-Z was not saying a word. After this, 50 went on some interviews speculating that the people who weren't talking about the Puff situation were only quiet because they were involved.
So you have something huge coming up, which is a documentary about P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, P. Diddy.
Yeah.
Did he do it, right?
Yeah.
I know
He did
you've been heavy on social media talking about it.
He did it. And I'm the only one who's been vocal about this long before it actually.
Oh, you've been saying this for a long time now, and then no one was, they're just, why is he saying this? And now it's coming out like crazy. I mean,
But I also didn't participate. I also didn't go to those parties.
Yeah.
So a lot of the celebrity culture that you don't hear saying anything is because they participated.
Which, after him pointing out that Jay-Z was quiet, fans assumed that the two statements were connected. After Jay-Z was actually named in the lawsuit most recently, 50 said, okay, I don't know what's going on, but are we still gonna have the Super Bowl? I'm just asking for a friend. And after Jay appeared alongside his family on the red carpet, shortly after the allegations came out, 50 posted saying, Jay said, they said I f***ed a kid. Everybody get dressed. We going to see Mufasa. LOL. If that wasn't enough, he added another post, which was a AI video of Diddy and Jay getting arrested. And after posting it, 50 said, I want
Bro, that is altered content.
this, but I'm afraid I'm gonna get shot. LOL. With all of these statements from 50, a guy who's been in the industry for decades, a lot of people really thought that Jay-Z was guilty, or at least thought that that was what 50 was implying. But it seems like 50 was just joking around a little too much. This is because on an interview with Big Boy, he wished Jay's family well and spoke on the media craze.
Do you ever feel like, man, like there's just so much gotcha that goes on?
Yeah, I mean, look,
right now,
it's not. We live in a climate that it's not even what you did. It's what they said you did.
Right.
Right. So it's like the damage is already done by the allegation itself. Like, so if that, like when they say extortion, that means if they've made an amount big, if they talk settlement or sent settlement notices that had an amount in it, it feels like extortion.
Right.
because you know the damage it does if it does come out public.
And in his most recent interview with Flagrant, 50 has actually been chilling on the jokes and has been pretty real about his thoughts on Jay-Z, almost pretty much defending him from the media.
When you see the new lawsuit coming with Jay, the part with Jay, I go, oh shoot, like. Then I think about it, I go, that had to be there. So when I was saying that he was missing, he just wasn't actively being out there because they was dealing with that.
Wait, do you think there's truth to the Jay thing? There's no way.
Know, like that. Look, you know what's like if you say, I have this thing where I'm conflicted when it takes you 20 years to remember something happened to you.
Yeah.
50's original issues with Jay trace back to a record-selling battle between 50 and Kanye, who obviously was Jay-Z's artist, and 50 said if he lost, he'd retire. Eventually, he ended up losing and going back on his word, but 50 later claimed that Jay-Z had influenced the results in an attempt to retire him. There have been some subtle jabs here and there. For example, with Jay-Z allegedly trying to keep 50 out of the Super Bowl halftime show.
And maybe
You've been insinuating Jay-Z a little bit.
Yeah.
Like you've been saying people gonna come for him a little bit.
No, I thought he would do funky stuff like the Super Bowl. Like it was not okay for me to be at the Super Bowl.
Oh, he tried to cut that.
Yeah, he didn't want me to. Well, they worked to make like there was an issue with me in the NFL that doesn't exist.
So he did the corporate way of trying to keep you down. Oh, it's not me, it's now.
It's them. And then when M says he's not gonna do it if I'm not there, then
let's go.
Yeah.
But until now, it's been mostly light. And another person who has made some claims and backed up this idea against Jay-Z is Lord Jamar. Lord Jamar is a rapper, DJ, actor, podcaster, and is generally involved in the music industry. Jamar said in an interview with the Art of the Dialogue podcast, before Jay-Z was named in a lawsuit, that he thought Jay-Z's silence after the Diddy stuff coupled with how young Beyonce was when they got together was strange.
Yeah, you right about that. 50 going at Diddy hard, man. But how you feel about the people that's saying Jay-Z is next?
Yeah, but I have been hearing that a lot. You know, I'm not gonna lie. When certain people get to a certain level of fame, I don't know why, but you start to hear little about certain people sometimes. And I don't know how many people are really exempt from it. Have I heard little about Jay-Z? Yup. But then, if we be real with ourselves, it was kind of abnormal when he got with Beyonce. Like, she was pretty young when he got with her. There's rumors that he was messing with Foxy Brown when she was pretty young. So there's a lot of those rumors around.
Jamar didn't make it seem like Jay was 100% guilty of the things he's been accused of or the current lawsuit against him or any of that, but he was given some leeway to the rumors. And that's what most of this stuff about Jay is. It's just rumors and speculation from the fans. I think the most damning thing that they have against Jay-Z is the fact that he was pretty close with R. Kelly and Diddy back when they were allegedly doing all this stuff. I mean, even Nas said that there's no way that Jay didn't know what was going on, but maybe he wasn't involved. Maybe he was just turning a blind eye to the terrible things they were doing, which isn't much better, but there really isn't any way to know until the courts dive deeper in their investigations. Dame Dash seems to be one of the main guys calling out and supporting a lot of these theories, and he also said that Cat Williams was really looking like a fortune teller, Jaguar right and all. Why are the people that are looked at to be imbalanced are saying these things and they're all happening? And if you want to hear me go deeper into these so-called prophets like Jaguar Wright and Cat Williams and all the things that they've been saying, make sure to check out the video that's on screen right now. Other than that, if you enjoyed, maybe leave a like and even consider...
Damn, that was quick. Yeah, man, I don't know about this. Like, I don't know if Jay-Z did it. I really don't. I don't see the reasoning to do it. Like, unless you're just a creep privately. Because, well, then again, Diddy had, like, signs that he was kind of crazy. I'm not going to lie. Jay-Z is like, bro, as long as I've known of Jay-Z, it's always seemed like he's been a businessman, a money man. It's been about the money. Like, what in the Illuminati? But yeah, that's it. Just leave your thoughts in the comment section below on this video. Like and share the video. Also hit the notification bell so you can stay up to date when I drop videos on this channel. And I'll catch you in the next one. Stay safe, y'all.
a god mode, can't stop me. A to live is to conquer. All this pain got me feeling accomplished. See this game turn me into a monster. A, I'm in god mode, can't stop. To live is to conquer. All this pain got me feeling accomplished. See this game turn me into a monster. I'm in god mode, can't stop, can't stop. Ay, all that pain got me feeling jaded. Many to roll when to make it. Feel plugged into the mix, but lagging out before the update. Drop back in different times, same location.